This week we're talking about the mystical zones. What are they? So, there are three prime mystical zones that we tap into when we're asking for the things we want, need and desire. So the creative zone is like the realm of the muse. That's what I call it. Whenever I want inspiration or innovations, or I'm trying to think of new characters and powers and magical systems for the fantasy books that I write in the name Debbie Zane, I will invoke the muse. So I will imagine, well, I could imagine a realm of muses, artistic writers and creative artisans, all in Greek robes with angels singing, but it's more like a multicoloured psychedelic sort of realm, which can't really be explained from the mind into the human. We can't fathom what's actually out there in the higher dimensions. So these symbols that people have used for centuries, angels and, you know, guardian angels, the muses, God, whatever, they're just symbols for what we can think of as a being that we're asking to help guide us or inspire us, in that case for the creative zone. So it's pretty simple really. If you want help with ideas, or you want to get artistic inspiration, or you're suffering with writer's block or anything like that, you can invoke the muse from the creative zone. I imagine it as a multicoloured sort of being entering my body, and then I just come across with this energy to get in my chair and write. So the second realm, zone, mystical zone that we tap into is the vitality zone. This is the energy realm where Reiki practitioners will draw from the healing energy, and again, it's hard to explain in human form. So I imagine it as a sea of golden light. So it looks like the ocean, but it's a sea of mystical, shiny, golden light, and it sometimes turns violet, depends on what I'm trying to heal in my body. But you can draw any colour out of this sea to align any of your chakras if you like, but the overall energy is pretty much like the sun beaming, but the really like bright yellow is more of a spiritual kind of imagery for the healing energy that I wish to draw in when I'm healing myself or healing others. You don't have to be a Reiki practitioner to imbue the Reiki energy. Anybody can do it. I'm going to start a power to pivot vein. Rhymes with it, it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, it does really. The power to pivot pain. I don't know why I get tongue-tied all the time, but you're just going to have to get used to it. You know, daft at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm going to do the Vitality Zone series shortly. It's going to start with me and my Reiki teacher master, Heather, who's brilliant. So we're going to get some tips and hints on how to use not only Reiki energy, but lots of other different methods and skills and hints and tips on how to cope with pain that we suffer. So I've got arthritis, cartilage disease, rheumatism and fibromyalgia, but I'm all right, I get along because I've got all these tools and tricks and hints and skills, and obviously I can imbue the Reiki energy, which I would like to teach other people who are suffering pain. Now then, the third prime mystical zone that we use is the algorithmic zone. Now, this is the place where people pray to a specific god or their guardian angels, or a power that they think is somehow in a, you know, at the pearly gates with the book of their life, deciding whether they should have what they're asking for, or they're just praying like, I want this, please give it to me. And or if you're believing in the law of attraction, you're actually imagining some magnetic realm where you are putting out what you want into the universe with this high vibration that you need to get in, which is how to communicate with this particular zone, algorithmic zone. So that's why it doesn't matter what you call it, it will be called upon. That's what I've said in previous videos and in my books. But all these images that people have been given over the years, the centuries, are just great for our minds, because it's just, I can't even explain what I've seen in the 12 dimensions. It's, you know, look up Tesseract, for example, and how, you know, a box can be in multiple dimensions. It's just a little bit like, in reality, a kaleidoscope. If you remember the kaleidoscope turning, and we'll enter these different dimensions. So whatever you think and feel, you will automatically be directed to, you know, the energy you need to heal, or the inspiration you need from the muses, if that's what you're asking. But most people are just asking for things. You know, they want a different job, they want a lover, they want money, they want this, that and the other. And the algorithmic zone has been called in the past the Akashic Records, which has been given as a symbol as a massive library, which is a brilliant symbol. I like that symbol anyway. But I like to imagine it a bit like the Matrix, with the green zeros and ones, and these, it's a realm where it's like a green spaceship in my mind. It's nothing like that. It's just my image that I get when I want to invoke, download, imbue these specific 3 zones. So when I want divine data to lead me to what I want to manifest, so I can bring that into being, because manifesting is a 2-part act. We have to do whatever the algorithmic zone is telling us viscerally, in via our light bulb moments and inklings and gut feelings. We have to do what divine data tells us is the fastest, easiest thing to do, that will get us from A to B, that will get us the dream that we are envisioning in the quantum realm that we've made. The only way we're going to make this quantum realm that we've envisioned, and that we've got in a high vibration enough to believe it will happen, is by doing things that will enable us to step into this quantum realm. So that's what the algorithmic zone is for. So in the Bible it might say, ask and ye shall receive, but you know, the law of attraction, just believe and you'll attract it. You know, like it's just going to come to you, you know, because you're suddenly magnetic. It's not that way at all, because the Bible hid a lot of things too, like the Gospel of Thomas in the Nag Hammadi library. He actually tells you that you must be enveloped by the actual thing that you want for you to get these divine inspirations and inklings and guidance. And it's not that asking it will be given. Yeah, can I have a car? And then this car just turns up on your drive. It's just, that's just not what that means. And anybody who thinks that, it's a bit daft. Now then, it will help you immensely if you know what you are tapping into, which zone you are tapping into when you want, need and desire, because it will give you the energy you need, it will give you the inspiration that you want, and it will give you the divine data that you require to get you the things that you desire. Last week I spoke about S-awareness. So all you need to do then, when you've conjured up your own image, symbol, whatever you want to imagine for these 3 prime mystical zones, is entirely up to you, as long as you know it's really like a psychedelic, trippy, kaleidoscopic, mad place. But you will tap into what, even if you didn't have a symbol, you'd still get there. It just helps to know that there are 3 different places from the things that we want, and we'll get 3 different things as well. So mainly when you're praying to God or when you're asking the law of attraction, it's the algorithmic zone, and it will just, the serendipities and things like that, you'll think that you've manifested it. Things will just like seem to turn up, or oh, you know, I wanted such a thing, I asked for it, and then this happened or that happened. Well, it wasn't that it happened because you wanted it. You were aware that that thing was happening anyway, because you were still tapped in and guidance was turning you and making you aware of things. Billboards will be brighter, music will be louder, the Google search, you won't go to the top, something will make you go to the 5th one down, because there's something in there that will lead you to your thing. You may have to do stuff, but it'll be easier than going it alone. So that is basically the 3 prime mystical zones that we tap into, and you can get more information in my books. So don't be lazy, go and get them. See you next week.